Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RR3 podcast. I'm your host, Jack, and I'm joined again by my co-hosts, Gab and Yan. Hello.
What's up? Honestly, when you said I'm your host, I was expecting a killer Keemstar moment.
You've said that before.
You already said
okay,
that.
But this time, I felt it again.
Yeah, a couple times.
For the first time in a while.
It's like a deja vu.
Wow. Epic.
Sorry, it's just those kinds of vibes.
Every like 5 podcasts.
Yeah.
You just.
Yeah.
You know.
It's because
You know,
I
it's a
forget
sentence.
Keemstar exists
I'll do
for
it for you
5
one day.
weeks at a
I'll do it.
time.
One day.
Whoa.
Gang.
How
How
was
was
your
your
week?
week? Yeah. Who wants to start? Actually, no, I'll go first.
Yeah,
because
Jack,
I've
you
got something
never
to
go
say.
first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've started this series, a German series on Netflix called Dark. Have you guys watched it?
No.
No?
What's it about?
Okay.
No.
Okay, well, that's what I want to get on. Last week we talked about, like traveling and like going through loops and time cycling over and over again, that kind of stuff. But then we also, and I said, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have like a series that's kind of like that? But then we also talked about how ideas are unoriginal. Yeah, well, a couple days later I watched Dark and it was exactly that.
Well, exactly what we'd spoken about.
Kind of like where there's times and it's in a constant loop where it goes around and around. That's like the premise of the series.
Whoa, that's kind of mad, you know?
So I thought that was pretty.
Is it something along the
unoriginal.
lines of like Doctor Strange? Shut up. Perfect.
But
We
would you say
clapped
it's a good
ourselves.
series, or is it just like?
Oh no, I think it was pretty entertaining. I
Okay,
haven't finished
rate it out of 10.
8, 7.5, something
Ooh,
like that.
okay.
It's not a bad series.
How
I think
much? How much
that's-
would you rate other
that's quite
series
good.
that I know?
Well, how does he know what you know?
True.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, a lot of Netflix series, I would
Am I
give
wrong?
them 6s out of 10.
Such
because
as.
I don't-
Such as.
Oh, there's one really bad one. If anyone likes this one, I feel bad for you, but it's How to Get Away with Murder, where it's like a bunch of lawyers
Oh, I've heard about
learning.
that one, but I haven't watched
Terrible.
any of it.
No heard of it.
Something like Witch Sabrina or something. That was also crap. No offense. I thought that was really boring.
Bro, you cannot just pick the worst TV shows and
No.
just make
These are
an
actually
average out of
popular
them.
ones. These are at the top of
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah. People will
Oh,
binge
okay.
watch
Well,
terrible.
Maybe it's a bit
top.
controversial. Look, hear me out.
No, Gab, keep going,
Yeah?
keep going.
Okay. Well, hear me out. Maybe it's a controversial opinion, but I thought, and I still think that Stranger Things. is
It got back. It
It's
was
just a bad
interesting
show.
the first season, and then
Yeah.
halfway through the second one, it lost me.
No, but like, yeah,
I
have you
haven't
watched,
seen it, but I
Stranger
feel
Things?
like it's one of those which is just designed to be enjoyed by many. But that's it. It's not that deep
Well,
as a show.
yeah. I mean, the story was relatively interesting. It was just it's a sort of it.
Yeah,
If you want to
I
see
heard
in a
it's like
sort
aliens.
of way where kids fight and neither force or whatever, or someone. But the point being is that at the end of the season, the thing that I didn't like is that at the end of season 1, it all seemed to end except for the last scene where they just created a new intrigue, where it seemed that everything was finished, but in reality it
Well,
wasn't. And that just proves how bad of a setup the whole season was. Because if you wanted to go that way from the start, it should
Oh,
have been hinted
so
at.
was it just one of those things which just made no sense?
Yeah, just at the end, it was like, oh, well, actually,
Okay,
it's not
but
finished.
it was
Just because we need a
but
second
that
season.
was probably
It wasn't because
you
of a
know,
story.
I'm not sure if this is true, but you know what probably happened is the episodes were coming out like every week or whatever. Although Netflix doesn't tend to do that, so maybe that's not how it happened. But maybe the episodes were coming
But
out,
Surely
and then
got
they
a lot of
realized,
success.
shit, you know, this is a hit series. Let's
exactly.
quickly film this one scene. It's gonna take 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
That's fully what
That's
they
not-
did, I think.
Because that's not proper. Yeah, that's what they did. But that's, for me at least, that's not proper, like,
Yeah.
writing. Like, when you make a series, you make it with an objective in mind. if it just changes midway and you didn't predict it, there's no point. It's like sometimes, right? I'm gonna take the example of mangas and animes. Maybe you're not gonna get it as much, but for those who watch them, there's this magazine where it's called the Shonen Jump. It's where the biggest animes or mangas come up from, and we have to make sort of a battle to the top positions of the most read mangas. And if you fail and you're too low, we're just gonna discard your manga.
Bakuman.
Yeah, well, Bakuman is inspired from the Shonen Jump. So basically,
okay, whatever.
In that case, it's either hit or miss. So you know that if it goes well, you set up your story so that if it goes well, it can continue without any like discrepancies. If it doesn't go well, you know you can finish it up. But in series like in Netflix, especially Stranger Things, it didn't feel the same thing. It didn't feel the same. Which just
I heard that Stranger Things, it was good to watch like as a family or something, but that's it really. You know, it's just a fun thing to enjoy with other people.
Yeah.
But that's as far as it extends.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it myself, so I'm just repeating other people's opinions. No. Mate, I don't have Netflix, so...
Oh, actually...
Well, it's not like I really have to, I
got Netflix recently.
The thing is, it's like if I wanted to watch a show, I could just watch it on 123 Movies or something. But you know, the extra step is just... It makes you reconsider stuff.
Yeah.
Well, talking about series and watching series, and especially anime, sorry, Jan, I'm just gonna put this out. I started and finished an anime in 1.5
How many
weeks,
episodes?
That's nothing.
which was like
70
episodes.
Wait, 70?
Yeah,
How long?
I know
Okay,
it's
no,
not.
that's
I know
different.
it's
How
not.
long is
I
each
know it's
episode?
20 minutes.
20 minutes
20
and
minutes,
7-0.
more or
7-0.
less. Yeah, 68 to 70. Yeah, more or less.
Okay,
Yeah.
Google. What's
sure, yeah,
20 times 70?
Was
1400 minutes of anime.
what?
1400 minutes.
Oh
Of anime.
no.
That's not
Wait,
possible.
70? Yeah, no, wait.
Okay, Google.
No, I think
Divide
it's after.
1400
oh yeah, actually, 23
by
hours.
60. So you watched essentially 23.3 recurring hours of anime in 1
3
week.
hours, yeah.
Honestly, that's fine.
Yeah, bro. In like 1.5
That's
to 2
actually
weeks,
fine.
it's fine. But
it's-
wait,
In how long?
I enjoyed the
In
series
how long?
so
a week
much,
and a half
though.
to 2 weeks.
Because
That's fine.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That's not that bad.
but I enjoyed it a lot, and where I wanted to come to get to was volleyball.
Oh, is that one?
Oh,
No, by this point, everyone knows what series I'm on about. If you do not know, it's called Haikyuu, which literally translates to volleyball. Now, I mean, I'm not an expert in titles, but I mean, there's more original. But if I have to be honest, it's a series where you can get hooked on really quickly, and it's
Fair
really
enough.
interesting. So,
But
without
that's 'cause it follows,
delving too
that's
much
'cause
into
it
the anime
follows
itself.
sports kind of narrative where you have the tournament arc, you have like the recruitment at the beginning. It follows the same thing,
and then
the same
exactly.
patterns.
Is it basically Inazuma 11
Yeah.
but volleyball?
No, because Inazuma
Exactly.
11 has
No,
superpowers.
it's
Oh, okay. Oh, so this is like
exactly.
regular.
But the nice thing about this, like, I don't want to dwell in the animation and everything. because,
Honestly,
like, there's
go
some
for
people
it,
who
go
doesn't-
for it.
Don't like this like anime.
Go for
Well,
it. Dive in
okay,
deep.
just real quick, the animation is so fucking good, but especially, it's the realism of the thing. It's not like Inazuma 11, because in Inazuma 11, when you watched it, you were like, oh, I know I will not make, like, I cannot grow hands out of my fucking chest.
Bro, I thought I could.
I know that's
Ruined
not
my
gonna
dreams
happen.
when I saw that kid.
Yeah, exactly, but you know that ultimately it's not gonna happen. Instead, in Haikyuu, you know that if you put enough work, and especially enough effort into it, you can jump really high. You can do some really strong
Okay,
fights.
but were they
It's a lot
exaggerating
matter of, like,
the
if you
jumps and
play.
stuff, or was
Yeah,
it like?
no,
No,
like
they were
a lot of
exaggerating more
sports
with
anime,
time.
They exaggerate the skill that even high school students can go to.
Yeah,
Many series do. Like, no way you're gonna hit
Yeah.
that dunk in the basketball anime, and no way you're gonna spike it that well in a high school anime,
Yeah.
especially when they're that short in Japan.
yeah, of course. I mean, it's not high school. High school. That's what we got. Okay, we understood that. It's not high school level.
Yeah.
It's more national level. But nonetheless, it's still
Okay, so
realistic.
they're not
it's not
jumping like
something
4 meters
intergalactic
into the air
level.
or something.
And they're way
No,
too
no,
good.
no. It's all stuff that already happened
Oh, okay. Fair
in
enough.
real life. Just sometimes it's literally events that happened in real life and then just recreated, just for the sake of like, oh, it's so overpowered, but wait, it already happened. It's
Honestly,
inspired by this.
I like it when shows do
But-
that, you know?
Yeah, because they make you in a sort of way dream
Yeah.
about the sports and get you actually passionate because you know you
Yeah,
can
exactly.
do it.
You start to
physically,
think like, shit,
if you really want
that
to.
could be me.
Yeah. I remember. I remember.
That's
when
what
I
Breaking Bad
watched
did
Haikyuu.
to me,
Which is really cool.
you know?
I can be a drug dealer.
I want to be a drug dealer too. Yeah.
No, he doesn't do
Nah,
the
but
dealing,
I see what
he
you mean,
just
yeah.
cooks it.
Oh yes. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, no.
But yeah, I got really
You won't
hooked
get
on
it
this
back.
series and watching it. It is, and also one last thing, one last note,
Mhm.
but I really enjoyed, was the fact that the protagonist or the protagonists,
Yeah.
because it's a team basically, do not always win, and they're not always like perfect, but not overpowered.
It's just a team.
but just people.
but-
Yeah, it's just a team that
Okay.
works hard, and if they fail,
If
they
they
fail.
win, they
and
win.
if
I
they
have to
do
stop
not-
you right there, Gab, because
Yeah.
your anime watching hasn't been that high compared to others, and I'll have to tell you, sorry to break it, but a lot of anime do that thing where it's like they don't actually win all the time. A lot.
Yeah, I know,
Even
I know,
Pokemon
that is
does
true.
that.
That is true.
You know, it took my guy 10
yeah,
years to
but
win the
that-
championship.
Of course it does it.
Oh, has he actually won it finally?
Yeah, I think he won it finally.
Oh, nice. Good job, Ash.
Oh my god. No, but that's true. But what I mean is that, especially in a sports anime,
Mhm.
failure is something that has to happen, and how they put emphasis on it really changes the show. But that's what I meant more than anything. It's
Yeah.
more. It's not really the failure itself. It's more how the characters grow from it, which is highly realistic, especially if you're competitive.
Yeah, no. It's good.
And it's also things that I personally felt in other contexts, which made it
I mean,
even
isn't
more
that like
relatable.
half the point of all the Rocky movies? To just see the guy get beaten to shit and lose.
I guess.
yeah,
yeah.
Rocky
And
lost.
that's
Yeah,
character development.
yeah.
I don't know. I've
That is
only
true.
seen Creed.
But yeah, just in this
Creed
particular
2.
show.
Hmm.
Well, just this particular show just stuck to me, and I started reading the manga because the episode's finished.
Yeah,
I'm just
honestly,
gonna
that's always the saddest
go
moment when you're watching
and
something
read
and
the
then it
source.
ends.
Yeah, and then it
Like,
ends, and you're like
Shit, then.
limp dick.
Guess I'll
in
just
your
go
hand.
fuck myself.
Like fuck. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's the content. I'm just gonna go and watch it. And I've been also honestly quite fortunate because they haven't released their season from 2016 until January of this year.
But that means no chance of getting any other seasons for like the next 3 years.
No, because the
Is
next
it?
season is in July.
Mad.
Yes. So I've been so lucky to start with anime now. But it's just
Okay,
so
but,
lucky.
Really
did
binge
the
watching
but did the second season or whatever season it finished off at, did it have like a
Yeah.
sense of finality, or was it like clearly just
No. It was still it was because it's seasons, but it's more like arcs.
It follows
more
a
than
manga
seasons.
as well. So,
Yeah, it that's why, because it follows the
Yeah,
source
okay.
material, and it didn't have really a sense of closure because there's the big picture basically, the big tournament, the big national tournament. But to get to there, you have to go for qualifications, and to get to the qualifications, you have to win this tournament, which is difficult, and that's more or less where it left at winning the tournament. Oh shit. Not winning the tournament.
Possibly
I don't know.
winning the
no
tournament.
spoilers. Fuck. Possibly winning the tournament. Okay, spoiler alert. Fuck it. Too late.
yeah, but
I'm gonna
Haikyuu's
bleep
wait,
it out.
which Haikyuu's pretty old now.
It is. Nah, it's 2016. It's not even that old. The new season came out to the like this month was the last episode
Was
of
it?
this new season. Like, come on.
No,
yeah, bro.
because Haikyuu season whatever came out in the winter, right? Oh, was it 24 episodes season?
Yeah, it's
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah. But yeah, anyways, there's always a bigger picture that's been proposed at the start, and the journeys from,
Okay, so
from
it's
the
just
start
setting
to
up
the
the
end.
next season, essentially. Okay. But that's
Yeah.
fair enough, you know.
But yeah,
But we know our destination. It's not like we are it's not like in Dragon
Yeah,
Ball.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know
not like
if
one of
you're
those
familiar
shows
with it,
which
Jan.
you can tell is just gonna go on forever.
Yeah, exactly. Because Dragon Ball, for example, they've been pulling up since fucking
Yeah.
ever.
yeah, like
this
But I
never
heard
thought
that
at a
Dragon
certain
Ball,
point.
they've gone from martial arts to like destroying the universe.
Yeah.
So
But I heard it's actually pretty good, you know.
Yeah,
I think people like it for nostalgia.
it stuck to many people.
It's like Naruto.
Exactly, because it was a show for kids. So much so that one of the biggest mangas nowadays, One Piece, sorry, a fan, has been inspired by Dragon Ball. Like the one that wrote it,
Fair
who's
enough.
still writing it, has been inspired a lot by Dragon Ball. That just proves how long the
Yeah,
series is. Because this manga, which is the top one, has been going on for 22 years. So if Dragon Ball has been inspired, the author of this manga has been continuing for 22 years, that just shows how long is Dragon
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah. There's lots
But
of
yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
small
what was
parenthesis
another
on
good?
anime.
Shit, never mind. Oh no,
My
I
guy's
remember.
gonna
No, I
say
was
SEO.
gonna say no.
Yes,
I
I know
played the Dragon Ball video game on the Wii.
What?
It was like there was a bit of a story
Yeah,
mode, but I
the
didn't do
Dragon
that.
Ball
I
game.
just did the duels, and those were so much fun because you could fly and shit.
Yeah,
you were like
fair
shooting stuff,
Fair enough.
and then
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
go
I
Super
see,
Saiyan,
yeah,
and it was
yeah.
sick. But I had no idea what was going on other than that.
Yeah, I see what you were talking about because played
Yeah,
that a
it was
couple
a
times.
low-key one of the best video
Too
games,
late,
up
yeah.
there with Inazuma 11.
Yeah, Haikyuu, yeah. It was cool.
Yeah,
Like, the graphics
for
and
the
shit.
time.
Of course.
I mean,
of course. We're
Wii
talking
still
about,
has amazing
5
graphics.
years
It's
ago.
just, I mean, they weren't trying to be realistic.
It's just.
Yeah.
But yeah, small parenthesis on anime. I didn't mean to bore anyone who doesn't like anime, but this one would
Fair
recommend.
enough.
Honestly, it's a cool show. Made me want to
Yeah, if
actually
you want,
play
if you're an
volleyball.
anime, like if you're starting off anime and you want to get into sports anime, Haikyuu would be a good one to go off.
But if you're not into anime and you're prejudiced and you're like, oh, animes are shit,
Don't watch Haikyuu.
shite, fuck, sorry.
Uh,
No, well, there's one
Yeah,
thing
is that
that you can
targeted
do
at me?
to start into anime.
Is that targeted at me?
What? Maybe.
Thought so.
Watch Death Note. Well,
no,
I think I already
no,
gave this
No,
advice,
don't
but
watch
hey.
Death Note. I disagree with you.
Yeah.
I've heard of
Bro.
Death Note. Oh,
Bro,
what was
anyone-
that other one?
It's
Tokyo
it's
Ghoul?
aged. It still doesn't look. Even Tokyo Ghoul. You'll hate it after the second season.
I hated Tokyo
Oh,
Ghoul after
Tokyo
the
Ghoul
first
maybe.
episode, dude.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I liked it. I liked the
I
first.
thought the first episode was
hear me
so
out.
boring.
Death Note, for everyone who doesn't like anime, for Death Note, it's just universal. Everyone who even said like I don't like anime, but watch Death Note, but just enjoy it because it's just such an over the top like mental battle, non-battle anime. That's how you can call it, where it's not physical battles, but it's like mental battles. And it's so like over the top of over strategies, and it's kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It just quite hooking. It's not even that big. It's like 30 episodes or something.
Yeah,
It's fine.
30
You
episodes
can
is fine.
digest it quite quickly.
Yeah.
It's not
I
something.
disagree.
It's not a
Don't go with
900
Death Note.
episode monster.
Okay,
Death
so
Note is
Jack, what
aged.
would you recommend?
I would say, well, saying One Punch Man is a bad idea because
I swear that's like
It's
one
my
of the more
favourite.
mainstream ones.
yeah, but it's
exactly.
one of the better. It's
Well,
one of
also
the,
Death
the
Note.
better ones. as
Yeah,
well.
I guess
Yeah,
there's
Death
a
Note
reason
and
why
One
they go
Punch Man.
mainstream.
Death Note and One Punch Man are on the same level,
Yeah,
except that
yeah.
Death Note's much older, and I think One Punch Man maybe because there's a lot of jokes
For the
that
animation?
you will get because it's
That's true.
so.
Well, that's something that throws off people all over comedy
Actu-
in anime maybe. If they just don't find it funny.
Mob Psycho. Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
maybe in the art style you wouldn't like. There's just a bunch of choice. There's so
But
much
yeah,
to
it's-
choose from.
But yeah, just go over the internet. There's like my anime list, I think it's called, where it's like top 100 anime and top 100 mangas and whatever. Just pick a random one, vote good.
Is also pretty good.
Sure.
Or Doctor Stone. There's pretty recent ones.
Bro, there's too many, like, there's just been a boom in
Fair
that.
enough.
But
I mean, if there's an audience for it,
well,
you know.
and
There's a massive audience. It's insane.
look, honestly, on anime, there's last point. Now, Jan, maybe you have a point saying that anime is purely like nonsensical sometimes. Because for fuck's sake, Interspecies reviewer, it's another thing.
I still need to watch that.
Let's not. Why?
Okay, what is
Jan,
this about? Yeah.
For context, Interspecies reviewer is literally an anime where the protagonists review the sex
Basically
with
rating
other
prostitutes
species.
in the series.
That's lovely.
Except that they also fantasize to specific fetishes, which is
Okay, so
let's
it's
say-
basically hentai.
yeah, it is
Exactly.
hentai. It's
They also
blood.
show like nudity.
Oh, it's
and,
actually
and
blood.
also
Jesus
explicit things.
fuck.
Yes. No, but like, hear me out. It's where the line is blurred now. Before, like, you could say like, oh, this is anime, this is hentai. There's some things on the edge where you're like, mate, it's a bit too much. But this one, it just destroyed that boundary. It
To
does
be
not
honest,
exist anymore.
I've already seen
because of
anime
this
which
show.
has blurred the boundary before, and it sucks so bad.
Because like you go watching an anime, you don't go and watch to have one.
Yeah, you watch to enjoy yourself, yeah.
For plot.
Like, just like you would
Yeah.
any other show.
Let's say enjoy yourself. Let's not say enjoy yourself. Let's say
Yeah, actually.
entertain.
Yeah. Like, now, I see what they were going for, maybe to like normalize sex and taboos and
yeah.
everything, but
But the execution,
Mate,
it's a bit weird from what you've
don't do
explained,
it.
you know?
I think the point also was
exactly.
it was
Yeah,
a
it is
comedy
literally
part
that
of it. It was the like they took a lot of people and a lot of different mangakas and even hentai people to create the whole thing as a project, but it was done as I think it was done as a joke. I don't remember exactly
What, and then it just blew up.
because
Just blew up because
moving
it's
up to
too
that
outrageous.
moment, a lot of shows recently have really tried to push the line, and they just decided to break it.
I mean, I've seen it on Instagram, like some shows are fucking...
Oh,
Yeah, the one
I
with
know
the
what
guy
you're talking
shooting the
about.
gun.
No,
Yeah,
of High School of a... Yeah, it's High School of a Dead.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's about a scene. We all know
Anime
what we're
moving
talking
mad
about.
boys.
Let's not mention it. Let's not mention about it. But that's for I'm pretty sure that's for comedy. I haven't
How
seen
is that
anime.
comedy?
But High School of the Dead, you know that scene where like the guy's like shooting him in through the
Slow-mo
tits
titties.
of that. Yeah, and everything. Yeah.
I've watched the whole
that
show.
That one. Was it comedy or was
the
it actually
funniest
dead
shit in the world.
serious?
But no, it's dead serious about itself.
Oh my
But it's-
god.
Oh my
It's
fuck.
dead serious about itself, but it's the funniest shit to watch.
Okay, but it's actually meant to be funny.
No, it's not. No. It's
Yeah, I'm
not
pretty
meant
sure
to
it
be
has
funny.
to.
It takes itself seriously if you watch it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it actually takes itself seriously.
That makes it even
So,
more
yeah,
funny.
so
it
then
was
is it one of these
Because
things
there's
which
like-
is
there's
just like...
There's a second layer of irony.
It's just
There's
so
like meta
dumb.
irony where you're like, you don't know if they're being ironical
Yeah,
or not,
it could be that.
which makes it even more funny.
But you think...
It's
but
like, you know,
do you
those
reckon they
memes?
didn't intend for it to be funny? And it just ended up being funny?
They probably
is
have
it
some
planned
kind of
out?
self-awareness, but they know that there's gonna be a bunch of
Maybe-
12-year-olds that are gonna wank off to
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah,
Why
okay. Fair enough.
Exactly. I mean, let's be honest. Fan service exists
Yeah.
for a reason. By fan service, if you're not like acquainted with it, Jan, is literally when in animes they put some characters, not always female, woman, but also men, in a really interesting positions.
yeah, for the
and,
ladies, watch free if you want fan
situations.
service.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not like enjoy that show. It was the
Okay.
it's a swimming
it was
pool
the most boring
anime.
shit.
Like, but yeah. That's it. That's closed
Yeah.
bracket about anime.
Okay, moving on.
Fair
I just
enough.
fanboyed about Haikyuu.
Thank you, Jan, for keeping your attention.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So what have you done this week?
Me, fuck all. I've Did I say this last week? I don't know, but I've started rewatching Mr. Robot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's really fun. And
Was it for nostalgia?
I'm watching it with someone.
Because I feel I do that sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
There's that.
Are you like sharing
Nah,
screens
just
and
on the
everything?
call, and then we time it.
Isn't that like Netflix? Oh yeah, you know.
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Is it?
oh yeah, that's true. I thought for a sec, but it was for Netflix.
But it's like, I mean, I already know what happens and stuff. Like, I've seen the whole show, and it's just really crazy because the other person, they have no idea what's going on sometimes, or like, I mean, they're enjoying it. At least that's what they're telling me. And but they're actively telling me like, hey, let's watch it.
That's what they make you believe.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
like being worried about if. What did you try to plan this?
Huh? Well, no. Originally, I convinced them to watch the first season, and then halfway through, they were like, "Okay, let's watch this shit together."
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's cool.
But like, I'm seeing the twists like way in advance. I mean, I already know the twists, but like, you know, to me they just seem obvious in retrospect.
That's a big word.
And
yeah, I see what you mean. You know, it's like once you see you know those weird images where you do not understand, like, for example, a cigar instead of a rock. It's those weird images, and then where it's something hidden, and once you see it, you can understand.
That's basically it. But what also amazes me is that in the very first episode, there's literally a line which ties back to the very ending. And it just shows how well planned out the whole show was.
You see, that's a great show because it was
okay.
planned.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say because it goes full circle. No, it does. It definitely doesn't. But actually, it might. But
we talk about I see this. You Gab, you really like this, but like shows that have it all planned out, you really enjoy it. I have to say something. If it's improvised, but really like well improvised, I think that's a good show as well.
I mean, obviously you've got to find a balance. What I think Gab means more is like the plot itself and like the storyline is set in stone, and then you just let the actors
what I
do
mean
their
more
thing
is more like
to elevate it.
Yeah, and especially no grid, because if you put grid, you already take out.
Yeah, that's what's happening with the Marvel Cinematic Universe these days. Like it wasn't planned out. It wasn't planned out, but then they realized like what they had on their hands, so they made the most out of it. And fair enough.
Exactly. And also, Jacques, by the way, about your improvised thing. I mean, if it's well executed, people are not gonna realize it's improvised. So in a sort of way, you don't really know if it's improvised or not.
I know that I've heard this that like a lot of authors don't plan out their whole story before writing. It just.
What do you mean by authors? Do you mean script writers or people who actually write books?
No, book writers.
Well, yeah, because the story writes itself.
And probably script writing as well. Like you don't. I don't think they like. Oh, it's gonna go like this. And maybe there are some, but I don't think all of them.
And also, guys, let's be honest. You're not gonna plan every single detail in advance because, except if you're writing this book or novel, or planning this book or novel or script or whatever, like 10 years in advance, you're not gonna predict everything. So. And it's also part of a creative process, right? But you do it on the spot. But it's not only just on planning and like.
But then, of course, there's like first drafts, second drafts, and third drafts.
I feel like I don't know. In a lot of cases, it's like you sort of have to know where you start your story and where you end it. Then it's the middle where a lot of the creativity happens.
Well, especially, actually, though, they have to know the general plot of a story. And also quite well, because let's remember, they have to pitch it to an editor first. True. And then they...
Really? I thought they just wrote and then they like went around asking.
No. They pitch it to the editor. The editor is like, yes or no.
Like, I think I know for series that's how it works, but for...
Oh, yeah, for books actually
don't
not...
You make,
yeah, you're right.
You, like,
it depends
present your storyboard or the first draft, and then that's what you give to like...
I think it depends on the book. Maybe on books it works a bit differently, but I know for anime, that's more or less how it works. Anime and mangas, just because, again, for One Piece, just real quick, because I just know too much about this manga. The writer, and with his idea, he got like his idea got discarded 5 times by the same editor until it was accepted. Because
that's what happens with a lot of things, like
quite planned out.
I can't remember what it was. I think it was Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi. People just wouldn't take the whole thing seriously, and they were like, nah, this would never work. And I mean, it was a pretty big success from what I heard. Like, everyone loved it. Well, not everyone, but most people loved it. And I mean, it must have been kind of mad for him to present that movie, because it's like a kid in Nazi Germany's best imaginary best friend is Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, to put it in context for everyone who don't know about it, can you do it, Jan? Because
well, it's like it's about a kid in Nazi Germany, like a 10-year-old, and his imaginary best friend is Adolf Hitler, and he discovers that his mum is hiding a Jewish girl in the attic. Like, how do you pitch that to someone, right? Saying it's a comedy, a satirical comedy, right? And have them take you seriously, and like, and believe you that you're not just gonna make some fucking really offensive movie.
Like,
you know?
Yeah,
it's pretty funny. Especially with like our not cancer, maybe also cancer culture, but also like just with general gist of things that you have to be careful about what you say, what you think, what you do. It is a really brave step, but
it took him like 10 years to get
people
that movie,
understand
like,
it
past the producers or past the studios. Even
it's especially by it depends, especially by 1, the audience, and 2, by how well executed it is. For example, I know this channel called JREG. The guy literally just straight out sometimes, right? Because blurts out like extremist stuff, like really like boomer side or things like that, right? Because he's playing like a ironical, satirical extremist.
Oh, so it's a character. So you're hoping it's a character, essentially.
Exactly. No, it's not like once. He does like various tens and dozens of characters, different characters of different stuff and different sides.
You understand that? Hopefully, it's a character
being ironical,
and not multiple personality disorders.
Exactly. But you don't know if it's a character or not.
Politics where he's anti-centrist. If it's anything close to the,
the
closer it is to the middle, the worse it is, in his opinion.
Exactly. So the more extreme you are, the better.
He'll go for fascism or anarchism as long as it's not a centrist. That's the joke.
You see,
but we don't know if it's a joke.
That, exactly. So like everyone who would watch it and who would be like, oh, it's racist. Well, since his audience understand that it's ironical, well, at least it hopes.
But the audience doesn't know if it's ironical.
They do not get angry. Exactly. It's a really weird line, but he managed to build a certain trust with the audience, where he can say whatever he wants. I don't
think he even knows
backlash.
His opinion is on.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, he doesn't give his opinion. He just gives everything that is his opinion.
But you don't know if that's his opinion or not.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a fun channel.
I thought it was weird when Gab showed me. It's pretty funny.
No, it's because the guy, you don't know.
I mean,
anyways, he has good acting skills. That's all I can say.
Like, the only reason why Taika Waititi was allowed to do Jojo Rabbit was because of like all the Marvel movies. Well, not all the Marvel movies he's made, but thanks to Thor Ragnarok a lot, and like all his other films too. Because I think he really proved that he could be really funny. With like the right amount of
Jojo Rabbit.
Because like honestly.
Oh yeah, same.
Because honestly, I mean, Thor Ragnarok was such a from
the 2 first Thors.
What was
the Dark
second
World
one called?
Even the first one, I thought it was kind of dull.
The first one was a bit dull, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't.
It could have been worse.
That's what I'm gonna say. The second one was just too edgy.
Well, no, the second one, it's like they had to push the agenda of the Infinity Stones. And then they just decided, they just decided, okay, let's have a villain who like no one knows and who's pretty irrelevant, and we don't know his motivations, and he's never been mentioned before, and and he's got an army of generic people, of generic aliens, who look just like him.
Yeah.
That was literally it.
Yeah, that was a big problem. So, what else you guys do this week?
Oh, it's Gab's turn.
Like Gabriele already said.
Oh wait, no, yeah, he said he binge watched the fucking thing.
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stuff I tried to do other than watching shows.
Okay, I'll go because I got a lot to say.
Well,
I feel like I've been productive this week. Not gonna lie. Like especially today, I actually worked. Like I don't actually work. I usually have a limited.
Okay,
Well,
but bear in mind we had a
Which
2-week
makes
half
sense,
term,
especially from you.
so you were entitled to not work.
Fair enough, but no, because like I usually never work, even when I don't
Oh,
have
okay, fair
half
enough.
term. I usually resist work, but this time I actually focused.
Resist.
I don't do it. Well, do I do it on purpose? Do I not? I don't even.
But yeah. Where were you going? Where were you going with
Yeah,
that book? Because
well-
I think we just interrupted you.
I found a way to make myself more productive, and I've been writing basically what distracts. I get distracted a lot while I'm working, so I've started a little notebook where I write down what I'm thinking. You know when you go off daydreaming and you kind of zone out of the class? Well, instead I have a notebook where I just write down my idea so I can think back on it later. So.
Like, wait, but are you thinking about them like at night?
I keep the notebook around with
just
me all
later,
the time so I can keep it around.
Yeah, I would say it's best to have
I
it
mean,
like
if
on
it
your
works for
bedside
you,
table,
that's
I'd
it.
say.
I keep it with me while I'm working as well, so that's I'm zoning out. I write it down.
Is it always like? Is it also like you mentioned last last podcast? A dream
Sorry.
journal?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except that it's daydream journal.
No, yeah, but do you use it also as a dream journal?
No, I have my.
Because I mean, at this
I
point-
used to do a dream journal, but I did it for like 2 dreams and then I stopped.
Yeah.
I tried.
I feel like dream journaling, it's a bit of a piss take though, because it's like you've got to write in it immediately, and it's, I don't know, personally when I wake up in the mornings I'm just not in the mood for that.
Except if a dream is so fucking
If it's
sick.
one of those
I
dreams,
know.
wait, it's like you have to tell
That
someone
was
or
so
something.
cool.
Yeah, fine.
I would, but my immediate memory
Like,
is not good
those-
enough.
those
Like
dreams
when I
were
wake
like-
up, I'm not thinking like, oh my god, I got the right to, I got to do something. Like yeah, I'm half asleep when I wake up. I'm not actually awake. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not really thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, what I've been doing.
But
I've
also,
been playing.
yeah.
Do you wanna go? Because I'm gonna.
Look, I mean, I can just say what I've
Okay,
been doing
go ahead.
productive.
We will go sound productive.
Well, for anyone who's not acquainted with Discord, well, I'm gonna explain it just in a bit, but I've started with another friend of mine a Discord bot. And basically, a Discord bot is based on Discord, where Discord is an application such as Skype for everyone who's not acquainted with it and who lives in 2010. Where you can speak with friends or whatever. And you can create a bot on it. And this bot can perform different tasks, such as playing music or, I don't know, showing you memes. And I've been just developing this bot with my friend. And I think we are reaching 1,000 lines of code
Damn.
Jeez.
to make this bot. We are 848
Damn,
lines.
really?
That's a lot of code.
Yep.
I think
write
my
all of it,
longest
or
was
is
like
that a
20
couple of
lines. And I was like, shit.
I mean, we took some stuff here and there
Okay.
sometimes, but
That's fine. Though.
there's a lot of original.
Here's a
code.
question though that I've had for the
Of
longest
course.
time, right? How does the music bot part actually work?
Okay, so again, for those who are not acquainted with Discord, there's different voice channels where you can join in and talk with other people.
I think if they're
And
listening
the
to
bot
this
can
podcast,
join in
they do
and play
know
the
what
music.
Discord is.
Yeah.
Okay,
If
yeah.
you can use a laptop
Listen,
or a
for anyone
laptop
who's
or a
not
phone, then I think you can use Discord.
Yeah. It's just a bit
Yeah,
complicated. For
I
some
mean,
people.
it's not very nice to new users.
must
I have
admit-
to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time I got it, I was.
But
really
then
confused.
you can say the same for a lot of apps.
But
But
yeah.
anyway, how does the
That's-
music section
But anyways,
work?
Okay, so basically, first things first, you plug in a term. The bot checks. You write a sentence on the chat. The bot is like, oh, so this sentence starts with a special character. It must mean that
Yeah.
it's talking about me. So it takes that sentence, that message, and it extracts basically the important thing. So it just thinks, oh, there's this case where
Yeah,
you
okay,
want
so,
to
so
play a
it's
song.
checking for words.
If you
It's
want to play
checking
a
for
song,
words, essentially.
what you want to do?
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to play a song, what do you want to do? Well, first things first, with the term of a song, for example, if you say play faded, with that word faded, it has to look up on internet, and in this case,
How
looks
does
up
it
on
look
YouTube.
it up though?
And it
So
says,
just
and
It
this
runs
is
on
where
your
the
server,
wonderful
no?
thing of programming works.
does it use
Basically,
YouTube's API,
to
or
talk,
is that not a
to
thing
talk,
anymore?
Yes. So it uses
Okay.
YouTube API. So I think I know where it's coming from. Is it coming
Yeah.
from Tom Scott's video? Yeah. So I knew it. It's for those who haven't watched it, and for everyone who
I
doesn't know what an API is. It's literally a program that lets you talk with other platforms. It's basically just like a translator between platforms, if you want to say it in such a way. For example, if I want to talk with YouTube and say, I want to search stuff, you can use an API. And an API will say like, oh, here's how you can search stuff from YouTube. It's basically offering YouTube's services
Yeah.
any other program. So now API can be public.
From
private,
what I
it
understand
depends.
though, is
Private meaning.
APIs essentially exist so that programs don't have to look at like every pixel on your screen or something.
Exactly. So you don't have to like do weird stuff on making like programs that emulate a user go on YouTube. But there's no point. YouTube is like, okay, we understand that some people may need it. Let's make it available. Which is basically one of bedrock elements of programming. Basically, the fact that you can share code, and that code is not usually really private. And especially, you're not sharing YouTube code, you're sharing like a small portion of it. So, basically, you take this word, faded, it searches it up on YouTube, it gives you the 5 most relevant videos, not channels, videos. You choose from the top 5 videos, and then from that, you can infer the ID, the duration of the song, the thumbnail, everything you want to know about the song or video. So also the description, where it comes from, what channel, when it was posted, everything. YouTube gives you all the info. So it's all just a matter of how you format it and about some extra logic steps.
Fair
But
enough.
that's more or less
What language did you write it?
And to make
'Cause
yeah,
does Python do the job?
it's
okay.
called JavaScript. And it uses Node.js. So it's if you're acquainted with Python, I'm not gonna say it's the same thing, but it's the same high level. So by high level, I mean you're not talking with zeros and ones, or you're not talking with like really complicated like code to just show hello. You're not making like 10 lines or 20 lines of code to just say hello. It's just one line in both Python and JavaScript. So that's how you call like a high level language. Is that it's simpler to understand and to learn. And it allows you to do more stuff because it's simpler. So yeah, it uses JavaScript. And to be fair, I never used
so you had to
JavaScript,
learn
so
it,
I learned
jeez.
along the way.
It can't be that hard though, because there's probably loads of like
Wait.
tutorials and learning things online.
Is it?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I didn't even use tutorials because I just assumed, right, it's fine, I know Python, so how hard
It's
can
entirely
it be?
different, isn't
I
it?
mean, most of it. Had I known some stuff right off the bat, it would have saved me a couple hours.
Yeah.
estimate.
Okay, so how did you learn it? Like, where did you get it from?
Okay.
Logic-wise, I'm assuming it's the
for
same as
anyone
like
who's
Python
starting
or
off,
anything.
with computer science or anything,
Yeah.
you just need experience, just in general. Or if you're good in math, that should be fine. Or if you like this type of stuff, we should be fine.
But actually, like writing out the code.
You just need practice. But to learn the code, well, you learn, especially right now because it's high level, so they are similar. You learn that some stuff is more or less the same. It's just the syntax is slightly different. So like maybe JavaScript puts a semicolon at the end of each sentence, although it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's really weird. But Python doesn't. Python cares about how you put your spaces in your code. JavaScript doesn't. JavaScript uses curly brackets. Python uses colons. But there are some differences, but overall it's more or less the same. Enough. So it's fast to learn. I mean, after all, it is.
Did you use a website or something?
It's nothing too
or like
deep.
YouTube tutorials, or did you just?
To learn.
Or did you use Skillshare or Brilliant.org?
Yeah. No. The prime tool of a programmer or anyone who codes is one website and one only. The holy grail Stack Overflow. Oh my god, that website is so good to help you, because to just pitch it to everyone who doesn't know it, Stack Overflow is somewhere, it's like Yahoo Answers but just for programming basically. So do you have a program? Do you have any problem? Any fucking problem with your program? It's in Stack Overflow, and people answer your question with such depth and accuracy. Oh my fucking god!
Is it like the Reddit of coding or something?
Fair enough.
Yes, bro. But it's you just write a question. The guy, there's someone who asks the same question, and there's like 50 answers, or you can draw conclusions from. Or well written, especially the first 2 or 3. Yeah, it's usually.
I feel like the coding or the programming company is like the programming community. It's one of like the most friendly ones where everyone's out there to help each other.
Yeah, because especially in programming, it's a sort of it is science, right? It's not like every time you want to discover something in science, you have to build everything from zero, from scratch. It's not like you start all over again.
On what
you
others
build
have
on
done.
What work other So similarly in programming, you build upon what others have done so that you do not waste time. Of course, if the things that others have done are bad or do not fit your code.
Okay, so could you not have just stolen another music bot's code and called it a day? You know, just changed a few things.
I could have, but like then I wouldn't have learned JavaScript and I would have understood how to make stuff. And now I can make it perfectly fine.
Also, it's a
I
passion
can remake
project, right?
And make
it's
it
like
different.
you're learning something.
Exactly. There's no real satisfaction in copying a code that you do not understand.
There's an argument to be had
like,
there. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Actually, especially if it's most code. If it's a little bit, I mean, I do not mind.
Because you've done it.
I couldn't care less. The point is like
yeah,
works
yeah,
at
like
the end of the day. But then there's not the same satisfaction if you didn't do most of the
okay,
work
so are you one of
basically.
those people who are like, okay, if you're writing a code, you've got to do it in like the most efficient way possible, or are you just like, nah, it's fine if it's like 20 extra lines, then it needs to be.
No, but the problem is with efficiency. It's not really a thing that you have a choice. Sometimes you do not have a choice because there's 2 solutions. One that takes 20 seconds and one that takes 5. Which one do you have to implement?
Yeah, okay, but realistically, right? How much extra time would like 20 lines of code give you? You know?
It depends on what code. If it's a loop of 1 billion elements, it's gonna slow you down. If it's just addition, it's fine. Of course, you have to be sensible with what you're optimizing, but overall, if it's a chunky program,
you want to optimize.
You want it as fast as possible. You want it to work on as many cases as possible because you never know what's gonna happen.
Okay, example, keep going.
Yeah? For example, in this Discord bar, I had to add a database with like different like stuff and right, left, and center because it's about on different servers. And just this fact, it's extra lines of code, but I could have done it different. I could have kept everything in the program and kept a variable inside the program instead of writing it to a file. Basically, to store information, I'll write it to a file. But I could have kept it in the program. But that would have slowed things down. So in that case, just think of it as remembering numbers. Would it be...
Okay, so it's, what? So if it's
I
like you've
feel
got a
I'm
list of
losing you
numbers,
guys.
is it better to remember
That's
them
why
in your
I'm
head or
stopping.
to write them down?
Exactly,
Yeah.
on a piece of paper. It's true that writing them down on a piece of paper may be a bit more tedious, but in the end you remember them faster. Yeah, better. So in this case, for a disco ball, but it was smart to do it this way. So yeah, it all depends on context, and I've spent way too many hours on understanding the programming language. Help. But now I know how to program in JavaScript.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah. And are you going to be rolling out that bot for like random people to use and stuff? Or is it just going to be mostly between you and your friends and like mutual friends?
I mean, the more the merrier. I mean, I'm not really minding if many people use it because it just validates the quality.
But then
of
is
the
it
code.
demanding on like your computer
Because
to have?
that's
You haven't tested it, have you?
where that's why I also want to share it with as many servers as possible to see all the bugs.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
Okay, I actually remembered my question from before. Do you know whether like big companies, like the ones that make video games, for example, right? Do you reckon they have like dedicated people who just read through the code and optimize it? Or like do other things with the code to optimize it? Or do you reckon it's just done by one person? By one person or one group of people who are originally coding it?
There's a team for various reasons. If you have a project, but it's basically the foundation of your company. For example, it's a program that allows you to identify people. Would you really hand it on one?
Okay, no, but to one team.
person?
No, but to one team.
Are you really sure that
let's say.
one? Even would you hand it to 5 people, 7 people, or wouldn't you hand it to 30? Now, that's kind of a question that it depends on which company and which program. But usually, you don't want people to know the entirety of a program. Because, intellectual property, as much as contracts can be binding, you don't want people to know how
and then
the
there's
program
leaks
works,
as well.
especially if it's the main feature of your company. Like, you don't want it.
Understandable.
And about your optimizing thing, usually when you write code, and you went to university, for example, at university you do not learn to program. Just as I just showed you now. I know how to program. I mean, I know how to learn a language-ish. I know how to write the code, but that's not the hard bit. The hard bit is all the algorithms and all the math sometimes involved to optimize stuff. And to make it faster, or to make it smarter, or to make it more versatile, or make it better for the
Make
people
it actually
who are using
useful.
it. Exactly. Because if it takes 10 seconds to run something on the stock market, for example, where it has to be instantaneous, it's pointless, right? You want something quick, fast, perfect. So that's what you learn at uni. And people, when writing code after uni and when they are experts, I'm pretty sure they do it just automatically. They know what they're talking about. They're used to this stuff. Let's do this.
Wasn't there like a whole thing with the stock market where like they installed like fiber optics or something so they could read the stock market quicker than the others? And then it got so bad to a point where they had to like physically slow it down or something.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know.
There's some crazy story about that.
Because you never know. Programs can get overwhelmed really quickly. You hear it sometimes, like website crashings because there's 10 billion
people.
Or things like
Are
that.
you
like,
crazy?
10 billion people. I don't even know that.
Some websites.
Some websites go fucking insane when there's like 100 people.
Some websites are used to like a rate of 1,000 people, so they're like, oh, it's fine. But then if they have something that goes viral, where it's a rate of 100,000 people, they crash. and they have a stroke and they die. So you don't want that happening.
Right.
So it's all of these cases
Private
and all of like, and especially one thing that you need quality when you're programming is tenacity.
I don't know what tenacity means.
And patience. Patience.
Just say patience.
Just
Yeah.
have patience with how dumb you can be, or how inconsiderate you may be sometimes, or how annoying the programming language can be in itself. Okay?
Yeah, I feel like that's the one
That's
reason
it.
why I'm not drawn to programming. It's because I'm not patient.
Because like the logic is in your head, and then you translate it. Then it doesn't work for 3 hours, but then when it works,
Yeah, when it works, it's great. I just hate the 3
feeling of
hours, and
bliss.
that's why I don't like programming.
yeah. But then you're always craving for that
Yeah.
moment of solution.
It is what it is.
I had
It
fun.
is what it is.
And it's still going on, and it's nearly for a beta release. So hey.
Whatever happened to Alpha?
Maybe this, but we use everyone.
I don't know,
What's
but
Alpha?
it comes before Beta. That's all I know.
Oh,
Damn.
All I know is
No,
that there was
just saying, like,
Minecraft
a
Alpha before there was
beta
Minecraft
version.
Beta. You know?
that's true.
That's all I know,
actually,
but
now
I
think
don't
of
know
it.
what it actually means
Oh, well.
because no one ever mentions it.
Well, but yeah, and yeah, optimization, cool thing. You can find it everywhere. One last thing, Minecraft 2 optimization.
I heard that some guy rewrote Minecraft into like 1,000 lines of code or something.
in C++.
That's
Yeah,
mad.
so yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
it was laggy.
Was it just-
It didn't have all the. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad in no means. It was really fucking good, especially because he.
But
coded
I'm
in
assuming there's a reason why
But
it was much shorter.
but also Notch, in the first place, once you got into the logic of a game,
Yeah.
of a program, and for example, when you're adding blocks, right? It's like when you used to do a problem in math. I'm using math because it's my strong subject, it's my strong suit. But when you're used to that type of problem, whatever you throw at me
would just
at a certain
repeat.
point,
Yeah.
I know what to do. Yeah. So similarly for Minecraft, at a certain after the base structure, when you're adding all the
Yeah, it's
blocks
just a
and
lot of the
features,
same.
all the programmers know, they know what to do. So that becomes more of a matter of concepts to keep it new, other than the program being challenging in itself. Of course, there are bugs, there are optimizations to be made, but nonetheless, it becomes a bit more creative, or I don't know, designer. But yeah, sorry to shut
Yeah, I
down
feel like
Jack.
Jack's been trying to say his
to
own thing
bore
for
you.
like 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
I actually kind of.
Jack,
wait, no, an hour.
speak-
I was actually going to ask Jan, what have you been doing productive since we've been talking about productivity?
Productive, honestly, the past couple, well, today and yesterday, I was just working on school stuff really, and actually, towards the end of half term, I left myself 3 days to do all my work, and I was actually surprised because I thought I had loads, and I banged it out in literally 2 days, and on Sunday I had nothing to do, and I felt like shit, because I'd been so productive the other 2 days.
Hear me out.
That
I left myself 2 days and it was
Yeah.
fine. I thought
yeah,
it was
it's
way
because our
much.
maths teacher wrote like 200 words on what we should do, and then it was actually just like a worksheet and like a couple exercises.
10 exercises.
sorry, but I did none
sorry,
of
Jan,
them.
but that was
I didn't do any
What?
of them.
what? Wait, what? You didn't have to do all of them?
She doesn't check. no, the worksheet that was 10 exercises, yeah, you had to do. But she gave us like
Yeah, the
other
worksheet,
questions
that's what I'm
as
talking
well.
about.
I didn't do this.
Yeah, the exercises,
that.
that's another thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, me either. Hopefully, she's not gonna hear this bit.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I don't
Oh,
know.
you
I
bored
just felt
about-
really productive, and then on Sunday I felt really unproductive. And I went on a bike ride, which I was quite happy about.
Excellent.
Yeah, I know, right? And I was quite happy about that. 'Cause
Actually,
it was like 3
I will
hours.
start. Most probably, I think I will
Yeah,
restart working
I
out.
started yesterday.
I need to.
Like, honestly, though, being at home, I just lose
I
weight.
feel like I've gained.
I'm healthier. I'm just healthier than usual, which is a paradox, isn't it? Because I just cook the stuff that's healthy, usually.
But
Okay,
do you not
let's
have
be honest.
problems
I
with like
made a
snacking?
tiramisu.
Because I definitely do. I've
Oh,
had
yeah,
to
I
limit
do,
myself
but
to one
how,
snack
at least-
every day.
in my household, how it works is that lunch or dinner, it's fucking a lot of food. It's like pasta,
Yeah.
meat, salad, and like potatoes and everything, whatever you fucking want. And then dinner is nothing. Literal, like I can just skip dinner. I'm
Nice.
fine. And we just eat like, I don't know, a soup.
Typically,
Yeah,
people would have
something
soup for
small,
lunch
salads,
and then something
No,
big for dinner.
Not really.
Yeah,
no,
but-
soup for dinner.
No, well, just because like since you eat so much at lunch, you don't want to eat more at dinner. But then overall the calories are less because you're not really eating 2 meals. You're eating one and a bit,
Yeah.
one big one and a bit. So overall, I've been eating
Okay.
less,
That's actually
which is a
pretty
win
nice.
for me.
But yeah, no, I've just
well,
been eating
I will
so many
restart
snacks 'cause
working
my
out.
dad always buys those really good biscuits from Sainsbury's, the ones that come in packs of 20.
Oh,
That,
that feels bad.
Oh, I
man.
feel that. I
they're
feel
so
you on
good.
that one. Especially when, have you ever had that dilemma where you can either open the packet but then they know you opened it and you feel ashamed?
I
of
never feel
yourself
ashamed
that
of
you
myself.
opened it. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that can relate. Thank you. And then once it's open, and if anyone else opened it, you can eat it easily. Like,
It's.
did you ever
it's-
have a dilemma of do
Yeah.
you open it or not?
Uh,
Because especially if they know you open it, they
If I'm the one to open it, then I'm the
a bit
only one
difficult.
that decided to eat it, and then I get screamed at for being a
Exactly.
fat shit.
exactly that. Thank you.
but do they not buy you snacks?
When it's
just-
so
Fair
good.
enow, but yeah, they do. But actually, I haven't had that any snacks. I've been drinking loads of tea, but I've been eating loads of lunch and dinner. So
Well, actually, let's have just as more
Well, yeah.
debate, I guess. Tea or coffee? Coffee.
tea. Tea.
both.
Tea. Oh,
I feel like tea's way more interesting than
but
coffee.
would you rather?
I
I
actually
don't like
drink
coffee.
tea more.
Okay, would you rather lose coffee
I
or
would
lose
choose
tea?
coffee.
Just like
Lose.
for it to be like you're
do you
not
mean
gonna
lose
drink
tea?
it ever again.
Like, get rid of it forever.
If you mean, but you're not gonna drink it again.
What do you mean get rid of it forever?
Oh my god, you have red pill, blue pill. Either you choose coffee for a lifetime or
Oh.
tea for a lifetime.
I love how you have to explain it in that sense for Jack. You fucking downy.
No, I thought you were like because usually. Wait, what was the original question? No,
It's
the
just a dilemma. It's
original
just a
question.
hypothetical.
Lose coffee or lose
Hypothetical.
tea.
It's like saying,
Oh, lose. I thought you said
is it like
loose.
saying,
Because
Bro.
loose tea means it's just not in the.
oh,
like,
I see what you mean.
what?
What's loose coffee, dude?
No, loose coffee would be powdered coffee that you
Just
just mix
grains. Oh, what's
Yeah, that sounds
What's more?
manky, dude.
in. Nah, bro, I have some of that.
But I no.
Add a tiny bit
Yeah,
of sugar.
no,
some
it
milk.
is alright. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, but still. But anyways,
I
sorry?
would definitely lose coffee because I
I'm gonna say tea, especially because I never drank really coffee because I'm not really a fan of it, and especially because I don't.
I
Do
feel
you
like
feel I
tea
need
as well. There's so many more flavors. Like coffee, I don't know. To me, it's just you have coffee and that's about it, right? And then you have like
Latte,
Look,
black Americano.
I just have a
yeah,
kind of a-
but then it's like you have
Look.
milk or like other stuff. Well,
For-
tea, it says
Fermier, double shot, chocolate.
okay. Yeah, okay, but it's like you add
Okay,
stuff,
I have
right? While
Parents
tea,
that own a cafe.
there's different
yeah.
kinds of tea. So you have
Yeah, yeah,
green
yeah.
tea, you have your
Yeah.
chamomile tea or whatever. You have other
Okay,
shit.
there's a
Yeah.
bit more than that.
But
Yeah,
like,
I know, but
I honestly
There's
have like
subtypes
a
in
sort
green
of a love-hate relationship with
Yeah.
hot drinks because I really don't like super hot drinks, and that's how they usually serve them, like so hot that you cannot drink them. And every time that happens, I just stop wanting to drink whatever liquid they gave me, because to wait for it to
takes
cool
so
down,
long.
it takes like 15-20 minutes. So, I just don't want that. But then if it's just the right temperature, it's like if it's warm and hot, I just
Honestly,
like it. But
honestly,
I just
I'm a
really don't
hot
like
chocolate
it when
kind of
it's
guy.
pretty hot.
I prefer tea. I just prefer tea over hot chocolate. Not gonna lie. I love hot chocolate. But
Nah,
Well, it
hot
depends
chocolate-
what hot
anyway, not
chocolate.
gonna lie.
Actually, English hot chocolate is disgusting.
let's-
Like, they put hot water instead of milk.
Oh
So-
yeah, no, you need to have milk, otherwise it's mank,
Oh,
dude.
why would you do that?
Hot chocolate
Why
in France.
would you do that? What?
Oh,
It
hot
loses
chocolate
the
in England.
point.
You just put hot water instead of milk. What? I don't
But
know.
why
It's
would you
cheaper.
do that? Why water? Exactly, it is just cheaper. It's just a
Yeah,
worse
yeah.
version.
But also it depends what like chocolate powder you get as well.
Of course, we're always comparing same brands or especially same qualities of products. We're not comparing Michelin stars with like the local pub.
Do you
Okay,
get-
but
do you
pub
get your hot
food is
chocolate?
great
To be
food.
honest.
Don't at me,
Oh,
dude.
that's true though. Oh, it's
Is
fucking
it, though?
delicious.
Most of the time it's
It's-
delicious.
Would you prefer?
Like, bro.
Okay, I sound biased, but it's because I am biased and I accept it. But would you rather England pub
Hey, shut
or
up, man.
Italian restaurant?
Ooh,
Like in Italy, like England pub in England because
honestly, it
and or
depends
Italian restaurant.
what I'm in the
Restaurant
mood for,
in
you
Italy.
know.
If I'm pissed
Fair
drunk
enough,
or high off
fair
my
enough, fair enough.
socks,
That's a
then
fair
I'll go
example.
to a pub.
Right.
But otherwise, Italian food's great, but
I
like
don't know about that.
some stuff I just dislike in Italian food. Yeah, I know.
That's
I know.
what-
Not
actually,
everyone
I want
thinks
to know about
Italian
it.
food is the best food. Sorry, Italians out there.
Sorry, I'm
Sorry,
not saying it's the
Italians,
best food. I'm
not
just
the best.
used to it. So okay, what food don't you like?
I hate vegetables.
Tell me, I'm actually curious
Uh,
because I have. That's
Oh,
yes,
what
but that's in
about-
general. What Italian food don't you like?
I used to eat risotto, but I actually like it now.
Yeah, risotto's pretty good.
Yeah, bro. Because I can't really, except if it has like ingredients. But I
Yeah,
dislike.
usually it's ingredients. Like the
Oh.
overall dish is fine.
I'm not saying over. However, I'm not saying that every dish in Italy is perfect and good. Just the main.
I mean,
dishes,
hey,
oh my
I'll eat a pizza
Like-
any day.
Yeah.
Like,
Personally,
I
I don't like
don't
your
know.
rolls
Yeah.
as well. Oh, you can't put cheese on cream.
You don't like what?
Pastas. Oh, you can't put seafood with tomato sauce.
Oh, you're gonna put cheese on a seafood.
Yeah, that
pasta,
was sounds
yeah.
like BS to me.
Classic.
You know?
Honestly, that's more like tradition. It
It's
doesn't.
not al dente.
No one
it's
really
not
gives
pasta.
a flying fuck.
No,
Well,
it's
that is
not.
actually
you can
true,
have
though.
you can have
It's
a
like-
perfectly cooked
it's like when
pasta
you-
and then it's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. But what I mean is that what people mean by al dente, it's more like when you cook it, it cooks in your dish. That's why you say al dente, because when you actually eat it, it's perfectly cooked. That's why you have to take it out at al dente. It's more like timing. It's not. It's more to avoid pasta being really floppy and bad.
Yeah, I hate
That's what
And
it
floppy
then
is.
it just
pasta.
means it has a bit of a
Oh.
crunch.
Yeah, but you have to take it out at
Or
al
otherwise
dente.
you
if you
like it
really
kinda
like it
like
al dente.
smooth.
That's the point. Honestly, no one gives it a flying fuck, but just respect other
Yeah.
countries' traditions, not
obviously.
only Italy,
All
but
the traditions revolve around food.
just have a bit of pity, you know. There's always like my one person who puts ketchup, replaces like tomato sauce with ketchup in a
Yeah,
fucking
lasagna.
lasagna.
Can we make this an
Don't do that, please. Between all things, I would rather you put
In your
pineapple.
lasagna.
That's fine, but
Oh,
ketchup.
man.
But ketchup instead of fucking tomato sauce.
Oh, I used to
No,
do that
you're
when I was a
really,
kid.
really riling up all of anyone in Italy would say fuck you if you do that.
I used
Even
to
if
do
it
that
ends
as a
up
kid.
tasting really nice.
Just no. It's just a thing that you do not do, because especially with Italian, it's something that is American English, but you mix it with something Italian. Italians do not really
It's
like
not
people
Italian,
to
so
tinker
it's
with
bad.
with their like culinary. Yeah, because they have, including me, there's a lot of pride because it's one of the, let's be honest, main
The
features of
food,
Italy.
yeah.
right?
Pasta.
It's also it's quarter about culinary experience. So it's like if you bash on it, it's a bit harsh since it's one of the main features of
Yeah.
people knowing it. So it makes sense
Yeah,
for people to
obviously.
defend it.
Anyway,
But yeah, just catch up in. But no, don't do that, please. Please have pity upon
Okay.
souls.
anyway,
Don't do
guys,
that,
I
please,
think it's about
please.
time we finish this episode off.
I wanted to touch up on a bunch of other
Yeah.
things.
No,
I was about to ask
Well,
if we
actually,
can make it
we-
a bit longer episode.
Well, I mean,
I have
do
shit
you
to
mind,
do.
guys?
Oh,
Sorry.
well.
Next week,
Choose-
next week,
Oh.
next
Because
week.
there's something
promise,
we're
next
actually
episode.
late on to talk about. Like I'm thinking, I have it right in front of my eyes here. Like,
Well, write it down. Next podcast.
and
guys.
another thing. And
Next
remember, guys, floor game.
podcast.
Oh no. Yeah, we're discussing
Okay.
floor gang next
Oh
week.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Floor
for
gang
next
is
week, I
sneak
guess.
gang.
Well, I'll just say it.
Yeah, let's do a sneak preview.
Sneak preview of next week. Because, yeah, I wanted to talk about like Valorant and floor gang.
Okay, I'll have to do my research on Valorant then.
Wait.
I
What?
don't know what.
What?
Wait, Jan,
What
do you know
is-
what Valorant? You know what? Yeah, you know what Valorant.
I've heard
is.
of it, I just don't know much about it. You know?
Oh my god. This
Valorant.
guy. Wait, how long has it been? I think it's been like 20 days now. Or
So
it's
Valorant
going
is
to
a
be
video game.
Well, I guess it is now. It's
Okay, next
Yeah.
podcast, boys.
I-
I'm gonna research it because I had nothing. I don't know anything about it. Anyways, thank you very much for listening and tuning tuning in. Check out the website, all the platforms. I don't know. Comment, like, share, subscribe, whatever you want, whatever is fancy. Help us
Yeah.
out. And we're gonna see you
Next week, yeah.
week.
Yep. Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.